Good morning to all. I'm just uploading this class which I have taken on 18th July because most of the students had some issue with their audio due to the network issue in their places. So kindly use this opportunity to listen to this chapter. And also it is a part of the chapter what I have taken in the 1 hour class on 18th. I'm just repeating it. This is about the tablet chapter, a portion which I am going to deliver you in formulative pharmacy subject for 5th semester. Welcome to all students. In this, first we should know about the definition of a tablet. So tablet may be defined as a solid pharmaceutical dosage form containing drug substance with or without suitable diluents and prepared by compression or molding method. So here the student should know about what is the compression method and molding method. These all are very simple. When you want to read the subject or study the subject, you have to make yourself comfortable by means of knowing certain meaning and definitions which is always which we know. Compression, for example, tablets may be made by means of compression, by means of compressing between two punches in a die. It is possible for you to compress tablets. Molding tablets means you should remember what we do in our normal kitchen or ice creams or ices which they are preparing. They used to use some mold and they will pour some semi-solid, and after some time it will solidify. Sometimes if it is a normal semi-solid, to get solidified it is possible to keep in the normal temperature. Otherwise for our ices we used to keep in the freezer. So like that you will get that mold. So small mold can also be used to prepare tablets as a mold, as a technology. So now we have many compression methods, and so we are giving an option in the definition. Tablets may be defined as a solid dosage pharmaceutical dosage unit dosage form. You can say even it is a unit dosage form containing drug substances or without suitable diluents, with or without suitable diluents, and prepared in compression or molding methods. So again I am coming to the definition again. It is a unit dosage form, and also it says that with or without diluents. This also you might have studied in your previous classes. What is the use of diluents? You should know about basic things when you are studying about a subject. You should know about the definition clearly. So for example, diluents, if you are using, if the potent drug, if it is a quantity of the drug which is used for very small amount of 20 milligram, 10 milligram, it is not possible to make a tablet or to make a dosage form. So you need to increase the bulkness, you are using diluents. So diluents, there are many substances apart from the active ingredient. There are also many ideal diluents which is needed for the character. It should not have any incompatibility with the active ingredients, and it should not have any type of therapeutic activity. These all things are parameters like lactose, maltose, and glucose. There are many substances, even including starch. These all substances according to the active ingredient and what is its physical um, parameters. According to that it will be selected. So anyhow, I'm not going to spend more time for the definition because we have to go to the next slide. And now you see tablets are frequently, what is the shape? You might have seen in the market there are many shapes: discoid, round, triangular shape, heart shape, oval shape. There are many shapes are there. So you can see that it's discoid shape. They are found in round, oval, oblong, cylindrical, triangle shape. shapes of tablets are available. What is the advantage? Any formulations when you study, it is needed to know about what is its advantage and what is its disadvantages. When you say about advantages, it says it's very accurate, uniform, weight, amount of active constituents, coating, thickness, etc. It has an unique and it has stability of the drug. So that is the main advantage. It is a unit dosage form and it is very uniformity and it has stability. And also you can see it is consistent performance. Manufacturing parameters and pharmacokinetics parameters are also very much consistent performance. So what do you mean by pharmacokinetics? Pharmacodynamics, you might have come across these words in your pharmacology. So pharmacodynamics, you might, what drug does to the body, and what kinetics means, what is the body does to the drug. So you can see there is, for example, when something is taken, when a drug is taken, what is the first thing? It will disintegrate, dissolution, and absorption, and metabolism, and excretion. These all things when you are going to study in your kinetics. So these things, parameters, are in the GIT. It takes place. So this performance of a tablet was more advantageous. And also you can see appropriate, that is what we are told, appropriate disintegration, dissolution, and withstand the packing, shipping from one place to another. For example, when you go for any liquid orals or any type of other formulations, it will having lot of um, that is in the freight or in the travel, it may have many damages, all these things. So this can be prevented. So this is all our advantages. And also tablet easy, and it can mask the taste, odor, and appealing appearance. It has a good appearance, all these things, and economic easily sound. So these are some of the advantages of a tablet. So when a student comes to a tablet um, definition, you should be able to write yourself very easily. Don't try to mug up or don't try to stick on in any type of things. You should know that you understand and start writing your theoretical knowledge, and also your theory, what you have understood from the class. It can be expressed in your paper, and also it will be useful for you to answer in your interviews. So next one, you can see next slide, what I have given is only one line which gives the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of the tablets? So anything which will have a disadvantage. You see, swallowing, sometimes some people cannot swallow. He's having some problem with his mouth, or your buccal cavity, or with his esophagus and all something. He is unconscious, so he cannot swallow. That time you cannot give an oral dosage of tablets. This is a difficulty. And our next one, some drugs have poor bioavailability. Here the student should understand what is this poor bioavailability. The bioavailability, you might have studied about this bioavailability, all these things, words in your pharmacology very clearly. The minimum effective dosage form is needed in the blood level for their therapeutic effect. So bioavailability of the drug is very important. So what do you mean by this poor bioavailability in the oral dosage form by the tablet? You should know that how it is having the impact. I will tell you one example. Example, you just listen. There is an example. For example, you know very well. You are just in the third year, so you know very well the common tablet which you are using, tablet like paracetamol. The paracetamol tablets are available 750 milligram one tablet, 500 milligram, 1000 milligram tablets are also available. So according to the dosage can be given for the oral dosage. But if you see that in the injection, you can see only 20 milligram or maximum of 100 milligram content in an ampule. So why it is the dosage is very less? Because when an injection is given or a parenteral route is given, directly the drug enters into the blood and it is available for the therapeutic action. The complete 100% is available, bioavailability. So but in the oral route, if you take a tablet, do you think that is if you give 750 milligram of a tablet, will 750 milligram will reach to the blood stream? Or for the effective concentration, the bioavailability will be there? No. So why? Because some of the drug will be lost in the GIT. Some of the drug will be even when it comes to stomach, when it goes to intestine, some of them will be excreted. Only few of them will be absorbed. Not only that, some of the drug will enter into the first pass effect, and first pass effect also there will be it will enter into the liver and also it will be excreted. So there is lot of loss will be there. So when you give 500 milligram of paracetamol, only 100 milligram of paracetamol is entering into the bloodstream for the minimum therapeutic effect. So that is why the dose which is given in the oral route will be higher than the dose which is given in the parenteral route. That is a simple. You can understand by means of this word which is added there. So it is an disadvantage. So poor water solubility will also will be there. Sometimes if the tablet it will affect in the absorption everything in the oral route. Some drugs have an irritant effect in the GIT. So it cannot be given in the oral. So these type of things we have to know about this. So from here, what you have come to across, what is the definition of a tablet, and what is the advantage of the tablet, and what is the disadvantages of the tablet we have understood. And now we will come to the next slide, where I have mentioned most of the types and the classes of the tablet. Types and classes of the tablet, you just see type and the classes of tablets. First one I have given compressed tablet. Compressed tablet. This means, for example, simply a compressed tablet. Even in your lab, in your laboratory, when you are coming to the class in the lab, when you are practical, we will do compression tablet simply without coating, simply making granules and maintaining the moisture content, and directly we are going for the compression. And you will get a compressed coat. There is no special coating. There is no color. There is no any type of elegancy which we are not concentrating in it. So that you have to think that compressed tablet, even it's normal, it's a common tablet. And next one you can see sugar coated tablet. What do you mean by sugar coated tablet? These are compressed tablet containing sugar coating, and after compressing the tablet we are just sugar coating it, and it will be easy to swallow. For many vitamins and for many preparations we used to sugar coat, and not only for that, to even mask the bitterness of the active ingredients and excipients. This also will support and elegancy, and the people will be, the patients will be very attractiveness. All these things are involved in this preparation of sugar coating tablet. It's a long process, it's not easy to prepare, but anyhow, with the technology, there are many types of technical technologies now developed to prepare sugar coated tablets. And next one is film coated tablet. Film coated tablet, you can say these are compressed tablets which are covered with a thin layer of film of a water soluble material. The film should be water soluble material. You see, if you are if it is not water soluble material, if you are using very high polymer which is not water soluble, then what will happen? It will not disintegrate, it will not undergo dissolution, no drug action, it will be excreted, it will be excreted. So that is very important for anybody to know about what is the disintegration rate, what is the dissolution rate. All these things are very important for a tablet while you are manufacturing, before even it is finished product. And you see now, next one is you are going to the entry coated tablets. Entry coated tablets means where, what do you mean by entry coated tablets? Here comes some of the chemicals, some of the drugs which we take, they will make irritant to the stomach. But we have to prepare tablets means it can be coated by some material such that it will not allow that material to be released in the stomach, and that will be only released in the intestine. How? By means of pH. You know very well, stomach pH is acidic pH. So we can select a compound, select chemical substances which can easily coated. It can easily coated on the drug molecule, which will have a resistance in the acid pH of the stomach pH, and then it will just disintegrate only in the intestine pH, and it can release, so that that is the drug will not go and will not affect the mucosa, stomach mucosa. Like that you can prevent. That is called entry coated. You are coating some material which will not release, which will not get release the particular drug in the stomach, and it will release only in the intestine. This is one definition. It's a one definition, use of that particular entry coated. Another one, another version also. Sometimes you are delayed action also can be utilized by means of this entry coated tablets. Release. Suppose you need a release. One can be entry coated, one another can be kept without entry coated. So the drug which can be released initially, starting from the buccal cavity to the stomach and to the intestine. It is also possible. How to delay? In various stages, the drugs will be released and the action will be prolonged. Sometimes if somebody is having needs a drug to be action for a long duration, so that can also be done by means of these entry coated tablets. So you just see, these are compressed tablets coated with substances that resist solution in gastric fluid but disintegrate in intestine. Entry coating can be used for tablets containing drug substances which are inactivated or destroyed in the stomach, for those which irritate the mucosa, or as a means of delayed release in the medication. So you see, it has many parameters, many advantages, many type of things which we are using for their therapeutic action of any drug. So you see, there are many things are there. You see now the picture which is displayed. You can see the compressed tablets. It's white in color. There is no coloring. There is no coating. Simply compressed. It is discoid in shape. Tablet, round tablets. And next you can see a sugar coated tablet. Sugar coated tablet, red color. Can you see that sugar coated tablets? It is red color, shining, sugar coated, polished, and it has many techniques. That is sugar coated tablets. And you can see film coated tablets. See, there are many examples. I have collectively, the picture shows round, ovoid, and having some marking for breaking into some dosages can be made into half tablets. There are many things you can see there. And it is film coated, water soluble film coated. That is tablets. And you see the entry coated tablets, the picture which shows entry coated tablets, and also the shows with an intestinal picture which shows stomach. It is not in a condition where the drug is not released, and then in the intestine the entry coated tablet readily dissolves in an alkaline pH in the small intestine. So that is the main thing, is the pH can control the release of the drug. So by that we are preparing the drug to be released, how to be released. So this picture have given idea for the students what we have read in the previous slide. And now you see multiple compressed tablets. What do you mean by multiple compressed tablets? These are compressed, made by more than one compression cycle. More than one compression cycle. Again and again the teacher is using compression. See, by means of compression, the tablets are produced. There will be a die, there will be two punches, will press, and they will make the tablet. So compression makes the major role in a tablet manufacturing. Remember that. Pressure. How much you are giving the pressure is very important. What is the shape of the die? What is the shape of the punch? These are all things we will discuss in the manufacturing unit. What is the machinery? All these things we will discuss. At that time you will more understand. But you have to remember the compression word. So you can see two types of, there is two types. Layered tablet, press coated tablet. What do you mean by layered tablet and press coated tablet? Layered, there will be one layer, two layer, three layer. That means, for example, two incompatible component. If you want to make a tablet, it is possible for the pharmacist to prepare one tablet first and then keep one polymer, and then another tablet can be compressed over, so that three layers will be there. One will be separated by the other, and both the tablets can, both the drugs can be swallowed by the patient within a one dose. That is advantage. Understand? And another thing, another one. For example, if you want to make it even three types of component, they should not mix together, and if they are mixed together, their stability will be affected. In that case also, three components can also be made. It's possible. And what do you mean by press coated tablets? What do you mean by press coated tablets? Taking a matrix and pressing inside the active ingredient. The inside the matrix, the core material, and or sometimes the core material is covered by means of a coat. So that inside the core will be there, outside another material will be there. So there will be two, that is multiple compressed tablets are there. Why you want to do? Tablet to mask the taste of the drug, and to incompatibility substances can be separated and can provide a mean to give an entry coating. Tablets can also be done by means of this technique. So both type of multiple compressed tablets have been used widely in a design. Prolonged duration or prolonged action dosage forms or sustained action dosage forms are also can be applicable by means of this technique of multiple compressed tablets. So students should know that there are different types of tablets which my teacher told, and why, what for, and what is the advantage of this type of tablets. Different types we are preparing. You should have the understanding. Now you see this picture. This picture will give you the idea what we have read now. So first drug, and there is a third which is a polymer which is not a drug, and then second drug, that both together can be compressed. See, third drug is inserted in the layer which will separate the two incompatibility drug and can be made into one tablet. It is possible. And the second picture, press coated tablet, you see a core, a drug which is present as a core, and another one is pressed over and coating material. So coating material can also be made another drug. So tablets of paliperidone used compression coating technology controlled ascending release, that is also releasing type 1 tablet. I have taken example. Two drugs can also be made by means of this method. And also this method is useful for sustained release, controlled release tablets can also be produced by means of this technique, press coating technique. So this is the type. And you see next one, as we have seen about this, what do you mean by controlled release tablets? Controlled release, pulsative release, and prolonged release. What is the difference of this? See, compressed tablet can be formulated to release the drug slowly over a prolonged period of time. Sometimes in arthritic patients, he will be having pain for a longer period, every 4 hours. He cannot take the painkillers, cannot take some drugs for very often. It be very difficult for him. So one tablet. So you might have seen in many examples of SR, sustained release tablets which over on SR. There are many SR tablets are there. So in the market which is available, sustained release tablets. So you can see those which are responded to some physiological condition. First one, such as entry coated. Entry coated is related with physiological condition. What is the physiological condition? The acidic pH of the stomach and the basic pH of the intestine. The drugs will, when it is released in acidic pH, sometimes some drug will get deteriorate also. Sometimes a drug will be destroy your stomach mucosa also. So that can be prevented by means of coating some material such that it will not get deteriorated, it will not get released in the stomach, and it will be only released in the intestine. This is also one type of delay. So the physiological conditions to release the drug from one area to another area in my GIT, in your GIT or in my GIT. And the next one, those that release the drug are relatively steady and in controlled manner. It is also possible. And polymeric, that is, for example, different types of polymers. They will mix the tablets and prepare a sustained release tablet. So one polymer will release in half an hour. Another polymer will needs more time for solubilization, control. This also can be controlled by different polymer mixing, and also the release of the drug can be controlled, and so that prolonged action can be made. This one type. And another one mechanism, you can even go for little more advantage, made into a prodrug. A drug will be absorbed in the for example, you can see those combination of mechanism, release pulse and the drug and related to the action of the tablets. They will be made into a prodrug, or it will be combined with another another protein which will get released slowly. Some will be without combination with the ligand. It will be released faster. The combined proteins will be released slowly. So like that also we will get sometimes delayed release, pulsative release, pulse after half an hour. So you will get a prolonged action of the particular drug is possible. That is what some of the tablets are available. And tablet for solution. What is the tablet for solution? You can see compressed tablets. They are used for sometimes tablet which are available. They will take and they will mix it. Usually it is for laboratory purpose. For example, there are tablets available in the market for in your laboratory. If they want to prepare 1 molar solution, 2 molar solution, 0.1 molar solution, there will be some tablets which is available. Just put 1000 ml. Dissolve it, make up 1000 ml and you will get 1 molar solution. Like that, laboratory tablets are also available. Apart from that, there are many other therapeutic active drugs are also previously available. So, but it will be soft. Tablets for solutions are also available in the different types of tablets. So here in this slide, students should know that in controlled release tablet, it is a big chapter, it's a separate chapter to prepare a controlled release tablets. It's not an easy one to say with one slide, but still you may be knowing, you should know that there are 3 categories. One is by means of tablet can be prepared by physiological condition to release the drug. Second one is release the drug by relative steady condition, controlled manner. And the third one is that is combined combination of mechanism of release with pulses of drug. Such as repeated action drugs. As I told an example by prodrug or combination with proteins, it can be release the drug in one time, and pulsative action of release can also be prepared in tablet manufacturing. And you see, this is some examples which I have shown here. One is controlled release tablet. I have taken 2 examples. Usually for asthmatic patient, they used to use these tablets for a long period of time. They will be having a bronchial dilation of the bronchus, so that they will be having a good difficulty in breathing. Always asthmatic patient will be having. So theophylline 400 milligram controlled release tablet in the market is available. And also you can see acetophyllin is also a derivative of theophylline, aminophylline. These all things can also be deriphyllin, which is available in the market. There is also SR, you can see SR, and there is even Oviron SR, that is diclofenac sodium SR is also available. Aceclofenac SR, this type of tablets also available in the market. So sustained release tablet example, a picture. And tablet in solution, you see, that is Zaltac tablets, which is for example, it is an also a chemical which can be, and also there are many pictures which I have shown like potassium permanganate, and there are many chemicals which are available for the laboratory purpose tablets. One tablet for the specific quantity. In the advantage of the tablet itself, I explained it has a specific advantage because a tablet can be formed by a specific unit dosage form. It can give a very unit, specific unit, a weight can be easily determined in a tablet. So that is a great advantage. So even for preparation of any type of quantitative estimation in a laboratory, analytical laboratory, it is possible to use this type of tablet for their preparation of reagents and solutions, and a volumetric solutions can also be prepared. So this is one advantage of this type of tablet for solution. And you see next slide we have come for effervescent tablets. What do you mean by effervescent tablets? Effervescence. How will you come effervescence? Effervescence, you can see that. For example, when you take a soda and when you add sodium chloride salt, you will get effervescence. In the home, you can identify, you can see that. Understand? So, but anyhow, here we are using effervescence. What is the necessary for effervescence? Effervescence, when it comes in a tablet, it will disintegrate very fast. That is what main idea of an effervescent tablets. So always, whenever you should study, you should know that way. You should make it a simple idea to understand. What is the need of effervescence? When its effervescence is there, it will immediately disintegrate the tablet, and solubilization is very easy. So that is why effervescence is one technique which we are using. How can we get effervescence? in our tablet form. It's very easy. For example, you can take sodium bicarbonate when it is added with any type of organic acids like citric acid or tartaric acid in the presence of water, it will make carbon dioxide will be evolved. Automatically, there will be effervescence and it will break the tablet and it will be easily solubilized. So, the tablet is called effervescent tablet. Usually, Disprin tablets you might have seen even in the advertisements, all these things they used to use that Disprin tablet in the water, it will get effervescence and drink, and they will show like that. And even if you take that effervescent tablet in the stomach also, when it goes to the stomach, immediately effervescence and disintegrate and action is immediate. That is the main advantage. So you see here the definition which I have given in the slide. In addition to the tablet drug substance, addition containing sodium bicarbonate and an organic acid such as tartaric acid, citric acid will act as a disintegrator and produce effervescence. Easy, you can remember. And compressed suppositories or inserts are also available. You see, there are many suppositories. Usually suppositories are prepared by means of cocoa butter, or sometimes it is jelly which you are prepared by mold. But sometimes nowadays we are preparing tablets also for pessaries which can be used for vaginal tablets. In sometimes UTI infections, we can use applicator. In some inserts can also be kept in rectum and in vagina. So tablets, vaginal suppositories and vaginal tablets are also available. Even metronidazole tablet for UTI problems, metronidazole tablets and other broad spectrum antibiotics are also available in the market in the form of tablets. So that is also available. You can make it as a tablet form. What do you mean by buccal and sublingual tablets? There are buccal tablets and sublingual tablets. So you may think that is, yes, it is different slightly. Buccal tablets and sublingual tablets. Buccal cavity tablets are there, keeping under the lips and side of the here. These all are buccal cavity tablets which will be absorbed very fast, immediate action. Suppose sometimes schizophrenia or sometimes some problems will be there, anxiety patients who is having, that time you have to give some drugs such that very fast it has to act. Promacins, or sometimes if you want to give, it should be kept in the buccal cavity. Immediately the patient will be relieved from his discomfort by means of restlessness, and also other patients can be given sublingual tablets, keeping the tablet under the tongue. Sublingual. This is for even nitroglycerins. Usually it is given for what? For nitroglycerins. They are more useful for patients who is having angina pectoris. Somebody who is having angina pectoris, immediately you can give nitroglycerins. You might have studied more detail in your pharmacology, especially lack of oxygen in the particular aorta and also in the cardiac muscles. Immediately the patients will have a chest pain and a severe pain, and also immediately when you give nitroglycerins, it will have a specific for example, it will have a vasodilation effect, and also it will helpful for increasing the requirement or decreasing the requirement of oxygen in the cardiac muscle, and so that the pain can be relieved immediately. So there are many types of, even it is not a pharmacology, I am not very clear about to explain you in this condition, but anyhow you can see the immediate action can be given by sublingual tablets. And you can see that is what I have written here. Even for example, sometimes you can use progesterone tablet also can be used for this type of buccal cavity, buccal pouch can be kept in the place. And you can see sublingual tablets I have given. Sublingual tablets contain nitroglycerins, isoproterenol hydrochloride, and ethyl tetranitrate. These all are under the tongue for angina pectoris and absorbs very fast, and immediate action can be seen. So see the picture. As I told you, effervescent tablets like aspirin and vitamin C tablets are also available. And the compressed suppositories or in this shape tablets are also available. Many different types as shown in the picture. And you see here, this is vaginal suppository. Actually, this suppository is not, it is made by mold. But tablets, you see Candid B tablets, and there will be applicator. These applicators are used for inserting into the vagina and to keep for various infections. Vaginal tablets are also available. So these all are also coming under this category of making tablets in tablet department. So they will also they will prepare. And you see buccal tablets, as I told, you can see the tablets can be kept under the lips, near to the teeth. You can see there, near the tablets, and how it is kept even in the above can also be kept. This buccal cavity, as I told, prochlorpromazine. This is the tablet which can be used for certain patient who is having schizophrenia, has been having restlessness and dizziness and also nausea, vomiting, like that, having immediate action can be given by means of giving buccal tablets. And sublingual tablet example, you can see nitroglycerin tablet which I have shown in the picture, keeping under the tongue, can also be given for any patient to get immediate relief from his difficulty in for his angina pectoris. So this is what you have to be very careful, very understanding by means of picture, and you will understand what is the difference between buccal tablets, sublingual tablets, and even if you are example, if you remember, you will never forget. And you can see mold tablet, from the definition itself I told, there are mold tablets and triturates. Even you can make as a small scale industry in a laboratory or an emergency in an hospital can also be made by triturates. Tablet triturates usually made by moisturizing the material using a triturate mold or in a mortar and pestle, and gives a shape of a cylinder. What is the mold which you are using? According to that you can prepare. And the next one, dispensing tablet. What do you mean by dispensing tablet? See, for example, dispensing tablet, DT tablet. In many tablets they used to write DT. And it is meaning is not only dispensing tablet, it can be told a dispersible tablet. Dispensing tablet, and also most of the places they used to say dispersible tablet. So they both are same. What is dispersible? What is dispensing tablet? Dispersible. Take the tablet and make into a solution in a liquid, and then you can use for the dosage form. It will be easily made into a solution. So that is why it is called dispersible tablet, and it is easily absorbed. For their disintegration time will be reduced, so that it will be easily dispersible tablet, and it is also called as dispensing tablet. These tablets provide a convenient quantity of potent drug that can be incorporated readily into powder or and liquid, powder and liquid. And what do you mean by hypodermic tablets? These tablets are nowadays very less in the market, but still we should know what is hypodermic tablet. It is soft, readily soluble tablets, and it can be made into a solution by means of sterile water and then can be injected. But why this is not preferred by the pharmaceutical industry and also by means of the health department and WHO, they are not much interested to prepare. Why? Because sterility problem will come when the physician or when the nurse, when she is taking it and making into solution, the atmospheric microorganism can also enter into your solution, and it may cause sometimes problem to the patient. So in that case, it's very important to, very difficult even to maintain the sterility in the injecting, that is in administrating these drugs. So that is why the hypodermic tablet means what we should know, but production is nowadays is not much available. So you see here, this is a picture which shows the mold tablet. This is a mold actually. You can see a brown tablets which are in the mold, and it is a mold shape, that is cylinder, that is somewhat the biscuit shape, and you can see that here they are holding one white color tray where there is some tablets which is round in shape. So this is one I have shown some mortar and pestle and also solvent system what a person is trying to prepare in the lab. It is possible a triturate or a mold tablets or triturates can also be prepared by means of this method. It is possible. Understand? That is what we can make its preparation by means of this. And you see here, the next one is example. I am just showing you dispensing tablets. As I told, it can be made into solution and it can be used as a dosage form. And hypodermic tablet I have shown, it can be made into a solution and it can be injected by means of syringe. But only problem is sterilization problem will arise for any type of hypodermic tablet preparation. And DT tablets, which I told, it is also called as dis- dispensing tablet or disposable tablets. So that is why I took some marketed disperse. That is, for example, cephalexin is also available DT tablet. It is an antibiotic. It's a fourth generation cephalosporin's derivative antibiotic, which is also available DT tablets. And peroxicam, it's also analgesic tablet which is also available in DT form. So you can, what I have written is, a disposable tablet is a tablet that disintegrates in water and other liquid. These are disposable tablet, disintegrate quickly in water or disperse immediately in the mouth. So aspirin is another example which can be given for even for cardiac patients and available in the very fast action by means of putting in the water, and it will be even dispersed very easily in the water. So that's what one example I have taken here to show you. And now we are just going to evaluation of the tablets. So we evaluation of the tablet. Why, you might think in your syllabus it shows that you have to go for production and then coating, then afterwards you are coming to the evaluation of the tablet. Why I took here, because this you have to come back again after the production also, after studying about production also, but in process also we have many type of evaluation. That is why students should know what all the evaluation parameters in the tablet. After knowing different types of tablet, the students should know what all the different types of evaluation. Even though if they are not known about the production, if they know about evaluation, then they come to the production and the evaluation will come back and they will make it thorough them very clearly. So that is why I made it in such a way. So when you are seeing the syllabus and my notes and my lecture, it is necessary for the student should make themselves comfortable according to the syllabus also, because the questions whichever asked, maybe sometimes they will follow the syllabus. So you should know completely what is the reason behind and understanding behind why the teacher made it like this. So now here you see there are qualitative evaluation and quantitative evaluations are there. What do you mean by this qualitative evaluation and quantitative evaluation? Very simple. Qualitative means identifying by color, by taste, by smell, which you can identify, visible, that is very clear. For example, chemical tests which you are doing in the laboratory, they are called qualitative tests. What do you mean by quantitative test? Determination, amount, assay, these all will say it is quantitative estimation. Same thing here also. Qualitative estimation means size, shape, unique identification mark which is given by the pharmaceutical industry, organoleptic character, taste, smell, these all comes in organoleptic character, hardness and friability. Friability, these two things which we are identifying by means of what is the hardness of the tablet, what is the friability of the tablet, these all are identified by means of this in the qualitative test. Very important. And then quantitative test, it comes to the assay, determination, drug content, release, that is disintegration, dissolution. This comes evaluation test in this area. Content test is assay. But apart from that, dissolution, disintegration, you have to test while preparing the tablet. After preparing the tablet completely, it comes to the market. In that time, quality control, in the last stage, if you analyze and if there is any problem, what you will do? It's not possible for you to crush again and to go for compression. It will disturb the whole structure of your production. So that in process you have to check all these evaluations should be done while doing the tablet. It is not done by one tablet. They used to use it. One batch means millions, 5 million, 10 million tablet a batch will be prepared. So a batch before starting and also in between the batch running, every time the pharmacist have to evaluate the tablet and he should confirm all this quality whether it is maintaining, and then only it is possible for a finish a product of production. So that is why this is very important to study here. After the classification of the tablet, every student should know what is the evaluation should be done before production of the tablets, as we want to do it in process checking and in process evaluation. So just you can see now what is size and shape. The size and shape of the tablets can be dimensionally described, monitored, and controlled. It is possible by identification, unique identification marking. Sometimes from pharmaceutical industry they will give some unique identification for their marks, because why they have to give? Sometimes they may have 500 of tablets every batches. For example, three shift company. When I was working in the Kadila, we have three shifts: morning, afternoon section, and in the night shift. What is the timing of our shift? And also general shifts will be there. That is automatic officers will be coming in there. But production chemist always we work in the three shift area. We will be giving one is in the early morning shift. Sometimes we will give in the afternoon shift and in the night shift also. For this is what the shift which we will change: 7 to 3, 3 to 7, 3 to 7, 10, and 10 to morning 5, like that. All 24 hours there will be production, will be continuously. Three shift system was there when I was working in Kadia. So that time we used to go every time shift system. So in that case, every shift there will be having different type of tablet production. Different, one will be antibiotic, another will be vitamin, another will be sometimes enzymes. So these productions, one cannot be mixed with other, and one cannot be changed, one cannot be mixed with. So every time you have to be very careful of every batches. So when you cannot sometimes change, so you have to identify. There will not be always all of them will be pharmacists. There will be sometimes and workers will be there. They may not be knowing. So for that identity, they used to keep sometimes marks in the tablets also. So and also colors also identification can be used for the tablet. And you see organoleptic properties. This is also many pharmaceutical industries are having color, vital means of rapid identification, consumer acceptance, and colored product must be uniform. That is very important. When you keep an orange color, all the tablets should be orange color. That whole batch, one is light orange, one is heavy dark, and coating is not proper. This uniformity, lot to lot, one batch to batch, and today's batch and tomorrow's batch, there should not be any difference. Everything should be similar, lot to lot, batch to batch, everything to be similar. The presence of an odor tablet is also very important. Just an example I have mentioned: aspirin tablet. So in your production, it should not have any type of acetic acid smell. That means it is deteriorated. So you should be very careful. Taste and smell are also identified for tablets and to identify in this various area. And you see now we have come to and test hardness tester. How to identify the hardness tester. This is first we have hardness, very important for the tablet. Tablet production is also having many parameters. Hardness of the tablet is very important. Why? You should remember previously we have coins. Nowadays I think this generation you may not be knowing about the coin. You may be knowing only 1 rupee coin, and that also not available now much. 5 rupees coin you may be knowing, 10 rupees coins you may be knowing. And these 5 rupees, 10 rupees and all nowadays children may not swallow. Previously we have 1 paise, 2 paise, 5 paise, 10 paises are there. Very light coins, very small also. So when children playing they may swallow. So what happened? If suppose 25 paise is very small, and also 2 paise and all very small, 1 paise coin is very small. So when they swallow, it will go inside and immediately children will come and cry, oh, I swallowed this, what will happen, what will happen? Then the mother and father will say, no problem, it's okay, drink some water, sleep, no problem. What will happen? Next day, it will come out in the feces. Why? Why it comes out in the feces? Because it is very hard. The material is very hard. The metal is not able to disintegrate in your stomach. It doesn't go for dissolution. It is insoluble, so that it came out in the feces. So when you prepare a tablet and it is very hard, what will happen? It will not disintegrate, it will not dissolution, it will go in the feces. There is no therapeutic action. So disintegration, dissolution, and its release is very important. Making a tablet is not only very easy. It's not only an important task for the pharmacist. The pharmacist should know what is the hardness of the tablet and whether the tablet is getting release of the drug to the particular therapeutic action for the patient. So that is also responsibility for the pharmacist. Am I right? So just you can remember that. So to test hardness of a tablet, Monsanto hardness tester can be used. What is this Monsanto hardness tester? See the picture. There is a knob, a black and a long telescopic tube. Inside there is an punch, there is a stem which can be rotated by means of the top screw, and there is in the down you can see the picture, you can see the down there is a metal in an U shape, and there is one cone shape sharp, and where in between there will be a space where you can keep the tablet, in the diameter position, in the vertical position, and then you fix it, and there is some readings are available. In that reading you can see in the zeros reading while keeping the tablet, and then fix it, and then apply your screw, and then needle will move. How much pressure you are using, it will show you, and once it break the tablet, stop it and see the reading, how many kilograms of power I have given, and it will give you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that the reading will be there. By means of that you can find out what is the kg, what is the kg kilogram of power I have given to break this tablet. That is the hardness of the tablet. See here, that is what I have written in this slide. It contains a barrel containing a compressible spring held in between two plungers. In between you have to keep the tablet. The lower plunger is placed in contact with the tablet, and a zero reading is taken. It should kept as a zero. The upper plunger is then forced against the spring by turning a thread bolt. You can see a black thread bolt in the top, and you are just threading is it until the tablet fractures. As the spring is compressed, the pointer writes along the gauge the reading which is shown in the barrel, and indicates the line, indicates the force of the point. The force of the fraction is recorded. The force hardness for a 4 kg is considerable minimum for satisfactory tablets. Okay, satisfactory tablets. But there are many. Even if you see very soft, even 3 is also available for chewable tablets. They used to keep softer. For sublingual tablets, chewable tablets, it will be not very softer. It will be little softer. 3 kg is sufficient. But sustained release even for 10, even up to 20 kg is also can be. More than that, it will not be disintegrated. So that is also possible. See here, there are 2 pictures. One is Monsanto hardness tester, another is Pfizer tester. Monsanto just now I told. Pfizer is also same picture can be shown. There is a clip-like appearance. Can you see that? You can see that. It's just if you hold it like this, keep the tablet in between. There is a gauge in the top, and when you press it, the tablet will break, and immediately the needle will show you how much pressure you have given for breaking the tablet, how much kg of pressure you have given, how much load you have given for breaking the tablet, so that it gives you the hardness of the tablet to maintain the parameter given in the standard book of pharmacopoeia. So you see this, you can see this video which will give you more helpful. Can you see this? See this, and see that ma'am is keeping the tablet in between that plunger in the lower and keeping 0, and see the knob, she is just turning it, and so that it goes, you can see the tablet what happens, breaks, and she is just noting down, and it is reading is 4, so that she can find out. There is even, you can see that in the table she is having Pfizer type of machine is also there. So if you want, let me show you once more. See that she is maintaining into 0, and she keeps that tablet in the pleasure and shows that it is zero reading, and then turning the knob to right side, giving the pressure. See, the tablet now breaks, and then you can see what is the reading there, and it is clear for you to know the pressure which is given to the tablet for breaking. Can you follow me? And that is what. And now you see Pfizer type also the same method. Only thing is it has a gauge over, and the Pfizer tester operates on the same mechanical principle of a pair of pillars. As the pillars handle and squeeze the tablet and compress between, holding away the position connected to direct force reading gauge, the dial indicator remains at the reading where the tablet breaks, and it returns to zero by depressing a reset button. And you can see the hardness of the tablet, like its thickness, is a function of the die filling the compression force. So here, very important point, very important point. Hardness means very simple, anyone can understand. Here, this is also very easy to understand, but this is the technology, this is the basic principle behind why the hardness differs in a tablet. What is the parameter responsible for the pharmacist should know behind the hardness? The hardness of a tablet, like its thickness, it is a function of the die filling and the compression force. It is a function of die fill and the compression force. What is a die? What is a fill? What is a compression? See, die means, as I told, in a production area, when you go for a tablet compression, there will be a die and there will be a lower punch, and upper punch will go inside the die. Die means what? It is like a hole where both the punches will be moving through the die. Understand? I will explain you very clearly in the next classes about when the production comes. But anyhow, student can easily understand there will be two punches, one lower punch, one upper punch, and there will be a die. And the die will be filled with the powder or the granules which you prepared. They will add to the die, and the lower punch will be there where it is holding that powder, and the upper punch will come and compress. And then it will make into tablet, and the lower punch will be eject, and the tablet will be removed. And so what all the things is happening here? Filling of the die. The die, for example, how much amount of the powder you have added. Understand? So if you add more, also when you give pressure, the tablet will become hard. Because the quantity is more, your pressure is more, so it will become more harder. So that is why they have given function of die fill and compression plays a major role for the hardness. How? What is the thing happening there? See the next line. At a constant die fill, a hardness value increases and thickness decreases. When you constant die fill, the hardness value will increases and thickness will decreases as additional compression force is applied. So what happened? When there is a constant filling, when the force is more, your thickness will be reduced and the thickness of the tablet will be increased. That is what very clearly told. It's simple logic. The student can understand. Keep some powder, press it. When you press more, it becomes harder. When you press more, why it happens thin? It becomes thin also. So very simple to understand. When you give more pressure, thickness is reduced, hardness is increased. This relationship holds up a maximum value of hardness and a minimum value of thickness beyond the increase in pressure. So maintenance of pressure is very, very important for the pharmacist or who is working in the tablet department of an industry. When I was working in the industry, when I was in Kedila, my boss will always come and tell, watch that. If there is any difference in the pressure, please inform immediately. Or immediately you adjust. The pressure should not vary, it should not change. so that it increases the hardness of the tablet, or sometimes even it break the punches. It's a rotary punch which is rotating fast, so it will even break the punches and it will break all the damage the instrument also. So we will be watching the pressure. So pressure plays a major role to make the hardness of the tablet. And not only that, if suppose increase the pressure, what all the problems will cause in the tablet? Laminate or cap. What do you mean by laminate? Laminate. A tablet have maybe laminate one another powder maybe laminate over the tablet size, sticking more up in the tablet. Dosage will change. Lamination. You might have seen the advertisement in the TV nowadays. Do you want to laminate your house? They are putting a paint, Asian paints. So like that you can see here also that same thing. Laminate, cover. It will cover the extra powder over it. Cap. You will keep a cap in the head. Same thing. Tablet will have a cap. And it will destroy the integrity of the tablet. So at a constant compression force, upper and lower punches. Now you have to remember, in the production time, you have to remember all these things. Okay, there is some upper punch, lower punch, die. These are all the main parts of an tablet machine. So there is a fixed distance between upper and lower punch is needed, and also the pressure should be maintained. Hardness increases with increase in diaphyl and decreases with lower diaphyls. So diaphyls plays a major role in the hardness of the tablet, and the pressure maintenance is also plays a major role in the hardness maintenance. The principle of measuring involves subjecting the tablet to an increased load until the tablet breaks and fractures. The load is applied along the radial axis of the tablet. Radial axis of the tablet. Tablet should be kept radially. Understand? Radial means you should remember how in the video the madam was keeping the tablet in between the pledge straight. That is a radial axis of the tablet. Oral tablets normally have an hardness of 4 to 8 or 10 kg. However, hypodermic and chewable tablets are much softer, 3 kg. And some sustained release tablets are also much harder, 10 to 20 kg. So these parameters all students have to know. And this is one, why this, that is the old methods which were followed. Now I want to show you a video of a new machines which automatically print out can be get. There are now many machines are there. Automatically you have to just place the tablet. It will give the average thickness, 10 tablets average thickness and hardness can be taken as a consideration for each batch, and every hour or every half an hour they used to check in process. Can you see this video now? If you see this video, yes, it is called, it's an instrument, Caliva EH15. It's easy hardness tester. It can be, it's a constant speed. Just you can put thin thickness you are just putting. You see, it's in axles. Just to give the thickness in millimeter, very clearly it is given, and keeping in the radial position, and hardness broken, and it gives 10 kg. And again he is seeing the thickness for 10 tablets he used to find out, and very easy. He can get the display. In the display he can get easily what is the thickness of the tablet and what is the hardness of the tablet. For 10 tablet he will select from the batch and all the reading, diameter, thickness and its hardness, and it can be attached with a printer tester, and then you will get the printout. See, he got all the 10 tablets, thickness, hardness, diameter and statistical data. By that he will give the report to the batch and the quality control, which usually they will make it very clear. So this is the thing which we want to discuss. Actually I want to discuss about this Roche friability tester also, but in 18th class I did not mention about that. Anyhow, the next class on coming Saturday I will just explain, and I will continue this class more feasible, because let me go on giving the details only what I have taught in the last class. In the last class, I have just ended with this hardness tester. Even I did not come to the friability tester. Next class, we will just go for that details. So this is one class which I taught in 18th July. I think most of the students yesterday, which was, I heard that most of the students were unable to listen properly due to some audio issue. So kindly, I will just get into this Bluetooth YouTube and just watch. Thank you. Have a great day. We will meet in the next class.